What is up? It is Sunday afternoon. It is time for another week of the most evil genius competition powered by Beyond Gaming. Check them out at www.beyondgaming.com. Today, your favorite Canadian-American from Evil Geniuses goes up not once, but twice tonight. First versus Protoss teammate EG.HuK and then versus Zerg teammate EG Machine. I'm DJ Wheats, excited to be here tonight and excited to bring you this matchup. Of course, our first match tonight is going to be EG.HuK taking on EG.iNcontroL. And I would here talk a little bit. Many of you are aware of the contest. You are aware of how you can make predictions. You can talk about the play styles a little bit of the Evil Genius members. Well, the sites are down for maintenance right now, so just make sure that you're checking them back. The website is actually at mostevil.evilgeniuses.net. Yes, we are live, like as in I will type the following into the chat, and there's no way I could have synced this. I would not say dancing monkeys are doing the shuffle in my basement. See, it's going to show up. And chat, how could we have done it? But actually, these games were played a while ago, but it's okay because we don't know the results. We're going to be hopping into things here in just a moment. When the website goes back up, mostevil.evilgeniuses.net. Kitty, are you joining us for these games? The first one is going to be a Protoss versus Protoss, EG.HuK versus EG.control. HuK actually just coming off of a great victory. Well, great victory in terms of great placement, let's say. The last MLG Winter Championship. And he's going up against teammate EG.iNcontroL. Now, if you've not tuned into the Most Evil Genius competition before, it basically is exactly what you think. Putting evil geniuses versus other evil geniuses and having a nice competition to see who is going to be the best. Now, Minnie's favorites, of course, big fans of HuK. He lives over in Korea. He practices over there at a very Korean-like routine. But in control, of course, personality and player. Not only part of some major shows like State of the Game and Inside the Game on One More Game, but also does a lot of the EG practice house matches. And we're going to see these two guys go head-to-head right here. So we're going to go hop into game number one. It is going to be on Antigua Shipyard. Kitty, you're like in mouse range here. This is not going to work out. Are you ready? Let's get started as we go live in 3, 2, 1, go. And thanks for joining us for game number one. And hopefully the entire series. Good luck! Coming out from EG.control, let's introduce our players in the top west position as the Red Protoss. We have got EG.iNcontroL. And in the southeast position, we have got EG.HuK. Now, Protoss versus Protoss, I'll tell you what, talking about a matchup that even Protoss players went through, like, oh my god, it's the worst. Not a big fan of it. Something that ZVZ players go through. And, of course, it changes the way that the matchup is played. And lately, I have been super, super impressed with HuK's PvP. He's won some major matches, competition-based matches, Protoss versus Protoss, and it is a very difficult matchup. You could tell this just by the actual, play styles of different players. And some like to be defensive in PvPs, while others like to be ultra-aggressive. Some are figuring out new ways to fake that aggression and turn that into a longer game, but we have gateways going down on both sides. HuK going to put his a little bit closer to the ramp, and we're going to have gases go down for both players as well. So HuK is definitely one of those players who generally chooses to go with a much more aggressive Protoss versus Protoss style, and it's just going to be a best of 5, so it's not a one-game gimme. Is a situation that we're going to definitely see who is going to get the best of their teammate. in a best-of-5 situation. Gateway finishing up over on both sides. In.Control a little bit sooner. The Cybernetics core goes down for HuK. In.Control going to be doing a little bit of harassment. One thing you'll note already is that HuK has not chosen to send out a scout. I do believe that NASL, Antigua Shipyard, is forced cross positions. So the second gas going down, definitely going to be an indicator here from In.Control on a way that HuK might be going. He'll also see another gateway go down. And just keep in mind that HuK is completely blind in this particular setup. No second gas here for In.Control. His Cybernetics core about ready to complete up. And since we do not have any gateway units out yet, we're likely going to have a Stalker come out first right away as the Cybernetics core finishes up. Chrono Boost thrown down on the Warp Gate research. And In.Control actually throwing up a pylon. And will HuK see that? Actually, HuK puts a pylon up there on his own. Not in the smoke, just outside. So will In.Control get away with this? We'll have to see. There's really no scouting here by HuK quite yet. But once he's got these Stalkers out, and he's not chrono boosting them, but he'll be able to get a second and a third out of these two gateways right here, and there they go up almost immediately. But HuK going to be smarter than that, taking a look at the vision. Does go through the smoke, but sees the pylon. Pylon finished, so that's $100. Go bye-bye. A third gateway goes down. And let's see what we got over on In.Control's side. He's going to also put down his 3 gates. Warp Gate research halfway done. Going to throw down that 4th gate. And we do have a Zealot and a single probe. Now, what will really be the downfall of In.Control here is if these Stalkers that come out actually pick off that probe. He's got to be very, very careful. Probe's going to come out. He actually does not put the pylon down. And we don't get a reaction. He's going to be able to delay that pylon by just a little bit. How close to Warp Gate research? It's nearing completion. 2 more gateways going to be finishing up as well. Looks like a supply block here. Since In.Control wasn't able to get that pylon down, we have one just south of his second gas. There are the 2 gateways opening up. 3rd gateway as well. Are we going to see Twilight Council for HuK here based off of what he's doing? Seems to be the direction he's going. And now we've got the Stalkers moving out. And is he going to maybe expand beyond this? We'll just have to... He's looking for that 1 probe, and he does find it. Meanwhile, on the other base, it looks like this is going to be a defensive 4-gate as the robotics facility thrown down for In.Control. He's not going to be able to get aggressive at all, allowing HuK to kind of move forward. HuK not going with any sort of tech, instead going to throw down his Nexus. Feels is in a very comfortable position, and might as well here. No forward pylon, so all he'll be able to do is apply a little bit of pressure. Has no vision up this ramp, so he's got to be careful. Watch out for those force fields. Now HuK supply blocking himself just a little bit. There we have the force field baited out, but the Stalker's going to get out of there no problem. And really the Nexus going down and HuK being able to be aggressive like this, obviously preventing any kind of second to go down. And look at this, Stalker's going to go up. He's not going to bait out any more force fields. Tries to go past the pylon to the Stalker, or to the probes. And he might be able to pick off another Zealot here. He's going to back off. Actually, Zealot does stay alive, and another Stalker goes down. In.Control with some decent control. Is he going to expand? Goes down another pylon. Looks like that might be his next course of action. The robotics facility going down for HuK now. He's got several sentries here. The Nexus is finished up, so he'll just start to probe up. And here the Nexus is put down. So HuK poking a little bit, denying that second for a while. And we've got now when Immortal comes out first, I suppose just in case any sort of additional aggression would happen. And now we have an Observer coming out. Ooh, Probe's going to put the pylon up here. Observer coming over. This can be a warp-in location. Now we have Probe coming back in. Deny all vision. And if we look at the vision of In.Control, see, other than what he sees here, doesn't know that the second's up, has a pretty good idea. Observer making his way over. Are we going to see a warp-in? Oh, the Stalkers find the pylon as I'm looking through the vision, and that is unfortunate. Even a Zealot warp-in up there could have done some good damage. Right now, if we look at the income tab, EG.HuK is down just a little bit in probes. There the Twilight Council goes down. The Nexus still not warped in yet. Here comes the transfer and the move out of these units. He's going to go in and count these units. Going to be able to see the 2 Immortals, several Zealots, and the full health sentries. But I think the biggest indicator will be the number of probes here as he's just finished up. This was not just a transfer. This catches 2 more gateways going up and knows that the likelihood for some aggression is very likely. Now let's see what EG.HuK's doing over on his side. Is he's going to go with Colossus, throwing down the robotics bay and getting the range. On the other hand, EG.HuK is going to be grabbing Blink, throwing down a couple of chrono boosts right there. Income again remaining steady and just a little bit in the lead for HuK. This pylon back here is not really coming to play too much. And now we have HuK sending out his forward probe. And he may likely put it into that 3rd location, excuse me. The Stalker's moving forward. I don't think he's going to find that pylon quite yet. Does he have an observer on the way? Yes, he does. Now, with the completion of Blink, he can actually blink in, possibly pick off a pylon. He'll definitely get some scouting. What exactly he's going to do? Take out the rocks first. Likely get... Oh, he's going to put a pylon down and get his observer into position, allowing for a high ground warp in, as well as a blink up if he wants to. He's going to see this go forward with that observer right there, and he'll see that forward pylon as well. Now, the observer may choose to follow these Stalkers, and 2 Colossus out. Is he going to try to blink in? He takes out the observer. That's actually a big pick-off for HuK. Looks like he wants to move forward. EG.HuK deciding that he wants to get to the top of his base, allowing HuK to get up to the top here. We're going to have Colossus shooting these Zealots down on the high ground, but HuK with a good position here on the outskirts of the natural. He's also got several Zealots warped in to the main. Going to be moving a lot of those probes back and attacking again. Going to go after that Nexus. Focusing it down, not caring about any damage that he's getting, and he takes it down, no problem. Meanwhile, the Zealots seem to be taken care of over here inside of of EG.HuK's base. He's got to move all of these probes back. This army will move out. Pylon's going to go down as well, but here will come, I'm guessing, another warp in. Oh, he doesn't see it yet. The Colossus can walk up the cliff, but is he going to warp in another set? No, he will not. He does not have enough time. But at this point, with a second base down, he's not taking second gases. The supply 117 to 104. EG.HuK certainly going to be on a much more limited supply. It's going to all come down to these Colossus. I'm guessing we'll see nothing but Stalkers at this point here for HuK. The Immortals coming in good, but the Stalkers, of course, allowing him to blink on top of those Colossus, and he's going to find himself engaging in a battle with this army split up just a little bit. He moves it a little bit to the west. Those Immortals still getting some hits down on the Stalkers. There's the blink forward on top of the Colossus. One going down there. The first one does go down. Immortals helping clean up those Stalkers from the back. He might need another blink forward here with those Stalkers. There's the blink forward. He goes at it and targets the Colossus. 1, 2, 3. And look at this, sentries versus a few Immortals that are left, cleaning up the rest of those Stalkers. And that's going to be everything from the middle of Antigua. This last Colossus will fall. And there it is, the GG. And game number 1 will go to EG.HuK. We're going to take a quick break, load up the next replay. When we return, game 2 in this best of 5 between EG